The church has been very important to our family. That is the stepping stone in my books of learning to believe, work with people, and feel like they know. You do things, you teach kids, you teach them to have respect for older people, have respect for your parents, and have respect for the church. When it came to fundraisers and programs, I enjoyed that. We had the game dinner, which was city, everybody knew about it in the city. And then we had what they call the soul food dinners, that we had it during February, the Black History Month. And then we had what we call, with the willing workers and missionary, we had the St. Patrick's Day tea, and then we had the fall tea. And it always turned out beautiful, and we always had a good turnout on all.
I didn't have any trouble at all, because when I finally went up to the front of the church and the pastor asked, and I turned around and I says, "No, you don't ask." I says, "I want to ask to make sure it's me coming to the members." And I asked if they were accepting me as a member of the church, and nobody said no. I was truly accepted. I felt at home from the day I walked in, even if I wasn't a member. Actually, to me, Bethel was my lifesaver at one point in my life, yeah. It really was.
When this church was founded, it was the Northwest Territory. It was the farthest place that the church had extended itself, and it was instrumental. The church community grew out of the Underground Railroad and the support of both black and the white community in Clinton. So it's really been an exciting learning experience.
And I've educated a few people too. Well, what does AME stand for? And I have to, African Methodist religion and the Episcopal laws with the bishop and the presiding elder.
This church behind me was built initially with $600 raised by ex-slaves who were peddling books in order to create a church here, and how it was rebuilt and then became a very strong outpost of the faith for the African Methodist Episcopal Church.
The church has, I would say, has broken up. They have gone different directions. We had the Baptists, we have two Baptist churches, and then we had the Methodists. If we could have put all three churches together, it would have been one successful church. But that didn't happen that way. And the way things happened in the pandemic, everything just fell apart.
Well, when I heard that Bethel was in such disrepair, and I would go by the church and I would just see things happening to it, I thought, when is somebody going to do something? And when is somebody going to save it? And I didn't think that, that I could really do anything to save it. It had gone to such a terrible state.
The church was on the demo list. It was going to be demolished. And when the present owner bought it, he was struck by the history there, and I filled him in on it, and he said this is going to be saved because of the history there, and they plan on restoring it, and The actual building itself will be used like a community event center, but memorialized in there and around the building there'll be a walkway is like people like Deuce Slater, his dad, Lametta Wynn, and all the people that was associated with that.
I'm all for it being saved. I think it's fabulous. Any history you can save to pass on is worth anything it takes to keep it going.
When I heard that there was a buyer for it, I wanted to attend the city council meetings to find out exactly what was going to happen to it. And when I found out that a brewery was going to be in it, I thought, what kind of sense does that make?
Hello, my name is Richard Schwab. I'm the owner of Great Revivalist Brewery here in Clinton, Iowa. And we love bringing things that are original back to life. So when we had the opportunity to find an old church or an old venue that we could bring back to life, we thought, yes, let's go ahead and do that. Where everybody was talking about they wanted to tear it down and get rid of it, my first thought was, wow, how can we clean it up? Let's go back to the original. And we looked at it, we said, okay, well, what can we do? So we pulled the walls off, we exposed all the old brick. We have a 1911 fresco in the back that had to be cleaned. All the wood on the roof was hand put in with the little square nails, and they're all put in with shellac. Everything was just back from 1898, and we thought, why are we hiding it? Let's go ahead and put it forward and bring it into everybody's foresight.
Well, certainly the first look when the article came out in the paper that it was going to be a microbrewery, yeah, there was some apprehension. But once I met the owner and saw how dedicated he was to preserving these art forms, I was very pleased. I'm just grateful to him that he's willing to do that, because there isn't anything like the mosaic anywhere in the area, so grateful for that. Not only that, just the commercial enterprise here on the corner of downtown Clinton is just an asset as well.
But then when I found out what they were going to do to it, they were going to make it into more of a community center, and that they were going to honor the African Americans who really made Bethel what it was, that they were going to honor Duke Slater's father, that they were going to honor Lametta Wynn, that my mother, that they were going to honor some of the people who really did a lot for Clinton. I thought that is one way to save it, and I was very happy. And I'll continue to help as best I can to make this really happen.